Hello, I'm Dory Wenberg. The topic for my persuasive speech will be on the dangers of video game addiction and how to take preventative action. Here's my audience. Did you know there's a growing epidemic in this generation who are dangerously addicted to video games? Could you or someone you love be one? Many of us have a loved one who is addicted to video games and we feel powerless to help. Whether you are the one or whether it's someone you love, there is helpful information. First, we need to recognize addiction for what it is. Spending hours and hours playing video games while neglecting our responsibilities in life is not only unhealthy, but are signs of addictive behavior. Today I will present to you helpful information on things I have researched, warning signs that video games can be addictive, consequences of video game addiction, and learning to live responsibly. Bill Mayer, in his book, My Child is Hooked on Video Games, points out these warning signs that video games can be addictive. Are you playing for increased amounts of time? Like other addictions, video games can be anything that becomes such a priority that one is willing to neglect the things that matter, like friends, family, faith, school, work, and even physical health. According to WebMD, the articles from Bill Hendrick and Sherry Rao on video game addicts add these additional points. Gaming can be a way to escape life's problems. For some, video games provide an escape, a place to live out fantasies and to be someone else. Do you notice the addicted person feels irritable when they try to cut down on gaming? They can get angry or even depressed if they don't play because they're consumed with reaching the next level. And often, loss of sleep is another telltale sign. Is the person skipping responsibilities like chores or homework? Are they getting poor grades? How about isolating themselves? Gamers tend to withdraw from outside activities or return immediately to the game when they return home. Have you seen signs yet that you or someone you love may be addicted? According to the videogameaddiction.org, an article on treatment for video game addicts, let's look at the consequences. See how many of these physical consequences are affecting you or someone that you love. Carpal tunnel, for instance, has long been associated with computer use, so it's not a surprise that it's a physical symptom of game addiction. Carpal tunnel syndrome is caused when the main nerve between the forearm and the hand is squeezed or pressed. Overuse of a computer mouse can cause irritation and swelling, as well as excessive use of a video controller. How about migraines? Someone who plays video games for extended periods of time are more prone to migraines because of intense concentration and strain on the eyes. Sleep disturbances. This is caused in part by overstimulation of the brain. For some, losing a good night's sleep is due in part simply because they think obsessively about the game they're playing. Backaches are a common physical symptom of gaming addiction because most gamers are in the same position for extended periods of time. The lack of movement causes stiffness, soreness, and chronic back problems. Eating irregularities occur mostly because addicted gamers don't take the time to eat properly, and when they do, they usually eat unhealthy. Poor personal hygiene simply becomes less of a priority. Showers and brushing hair and teeth all get put off, sometimes for days. Those are the physical consequences of being addicted to video games. Now, let's look at social consequences. Social consequences are a very real part of gaming addiction. Addicted gamers spend so much time playing that their personal relationships get neglected and sometimes disappear altogether. Friendships, family relationships, and marriages are all affected. So what can be done about all these findings? Bill Mayer and Sherry Rao offer helpful advice. We can set standards to learn to live responsibly again. One way to do that is by setting limits on game time. Playing 4 to 5 hours a day is not living responsibly. Narrow the time, drastically reducing it. One must have time to live life and to socialize doing homework and keeping up with job responsibilities and friends. Use game logs to keep track of when and how long a gamer plays. Set a limit. If they go over it, be firm about stopping the game. Give accountability or ask for it. As a parent, be involved in what games are bought and played, and always make sure all chores and homework and other expectations are completed before playing. Removal. There are times when it may be necessary to remove the game system from the home. You need to decide. When the AV student is suddenly failing, or you cannot wake up on a regular basis, or anger becomes an issue, cursing the game due to poor performance, you know it's out of control. In these extreme situations, you may need to seek professional help. In most cases, gaming can be controlled with consistent enforcement of stricter rules. There are documented cases where gaming has destroyed marriages, families, college careers, and entire lives. We have the opportunity to avoid these problems by noticing signs of addiction and taking action. 4 ways to guard against video addiction. Monitor playing time by keeping equipment centrally located. Set time limits and stick to them. Hold a person accountable, and ensure participation in outside activities. In conclusion, protect yourself or a loved one from becoming addicted to video games. Log the time spent, set strict limits, and remove the game if necessary. So today, we have learned about warning signs that video games can be addicting, consequences of video game addiction, and learning to live responsibly. To prevent video game addiction, I challenge you to use a game log, set strict limits, ask for good accountability, and remove the game if necessary. Thank you.